Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Teresa Dale, and you are listening to Natural Health Radio. What a wonderful day it is. What a wonderful time of the year. It's the holiday season. And so, first and foremost, I want to wish you all a happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy anything that you celebrate now. We are just pulling all positive things together for you to manifest the miracles in your life. 2020 is just around the corner, literally, and it's going to be a fabulous year. I kind of feel that. First of all, it's the numerical part of it, which I've studied just enough to be difficult and hurt myself. Is the numerology part. It's a 4, so 2 and 2 is 4, and that is the number of service, the number of happy working good business, 4. So we need to focus on all the positives that are going to happen in 2020 year. And I think it's going to be a monumental year in many ways that's very positive. So I am so looking forward to that. I think 2019 had its challenges for everybody, and it had its perks for a lot of people. If not, there's always something in your life that you say, it wasn't a good year, but this happened, and this wonderful thing happened. So find the good, find the positivity, and then focus on that. That's what you want to focus on, is all the good, all the love, all the caring. Focus on that instead of anything that you think might be negative that happened. And that's all a perception anyway. Sometimes negative things turn out for your highest good in some ways, of course. And if you look at it that way, maybe that's true for you. I want to welcome all the people who are coming aboard today. And this is New Year's Eve, and I'm sorry, this is Christmas Eve, and we are just so happy to be with you and share this very special time of the year. Hopefully you can take these good wishes into 2020, and they'll last the whole year, so that you can manifest and create the things that you love to create. And all of the joys, all of the things that you want, if you want business, if you want love, if you want peace, whatever you want is available to manifest if you focus your attention on that and get your attention away from the negativity. That would be a very important thing. So we want to start by ways to keep your body cleansed. I talk about this all the time, about cleansing, and you want to do it organically, okay, so that you don't put more toxins into your body, right? And you want to make sure there's no flow agents or heavy metals or gelatin capsules that are, like from animal. You want to make sure that the cleanse is healthy for you. And that is done by choosing an organic line, an organic product that you feel comfortable with. So I would say to start the new year right, on January 1st evening or January 2nd, we need to start cleansing our body. And that will help us to get into feeling good about everything, because as we cleanse our body, then we can become healthier, our mind is healthier, and our thoughts become more positive, because all the chemicals in your body shift your neurotransmitters, shift the way you feel and the way you believe. So all the toxins in your body can make you depressed, can make you not feel as good as you could feel, right? So we want to make sure that for 2020 you get off on the right feet. Okay. And to do that, I would strongly suggest a cleanse and also cleansing the mind. And you can do that through the neuroemotional remedies, which work on the emotions according to the five element theory of Chinese medicine. So the neuroemotional remedies go according to meridians, like there's 12 meridians, right? And each meridian is connected to an organ, gland, and always emotions related to an organ or gland. So you can help yourself with emotions so that you start the new year cleansing physical and emotional issues. It's not hard. You just need to get off your butt and do it, you know? People have said that to me in the past, and different business managers, and said, you've got great ideas, just get off your butt and do it. And that's like the reality with anything. You have to take action steps. The action steps are the most important part. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. It matters the action steps on taking the knowledge and putting it into action so that something happens. Because I would assume if you make a resolution, you want something to happen. But if you don't take the action steps necessary, guess what? It's not going to happen. So we want to make sure that your resolutions all come true like little miracles. And in order to do that, you need to do action steps. And if you want a healthier body, which is necessary to be at your best so you have enough energy to be successful, then you need to do cleansing. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. Mind, body, spirit. Okay, so I was talking to, this morning I was talking to a patient who's a real estate person. And he was saying about how busy he is and all of these things, but he loves smoothies and he makes a smoothie every day. But he told me what he puts in it, and I said, ice cream doesn't count as a good thing for a smoothie, okay? You've got to, or chocolate, really. You want to put in vegetables, and mostly his smoothies contained a lot of fruit and a twig of broccoli. Okay, so you might think you're doing yourself good, but on the other hand, if you have a blood sugar issue, you're definitely not doing yourself any good. So we want to be aware that fruit affects your glucose levels. So you want to pick things that are low on the glycemic index for a smoothie. And you want to hide the taste of the greens. Most people want that, even though the way that I love smoothies is if it's the healthier it is for me, I will drink it and enjoy it, even if someone else thinks it tastes like dirt, because I know that I feel so good when I do it, right? But the things that I'm going to tell you don't taste like dirt. They taste good. And I would take kale, spinach, celery, okay? Maybe some cilantro. Stick that in a blender, not a sprig, but a nice bunch of each one. And so the blender container, the Vitamix, is filled up at least halfway with the greens. And then I take organic dragon fruit, which is sugar-free. It's delicious berries, like really, really good. Comes in little frozen smoothie packets, right? In Whole Foods, there's no sugar, there's no caffeine, there's nothing else in it but organic dragon fruit. And it's smashed up berries. It's awesome. You take one of those packets, frozen, you cut it with a knife, and then you squish it out into this Vitamix container. I put a little bit of chia seed. I put 1 or 2 teaspoons of maca root. I take my favorite organic protein powder, which has 28 grams of protein, and it's organic. I stick that in. I push the button, put water in there, or you can put hemp milk in there. The dragon fruit takes over the flavor of the whole thing so that you don't taste the greens or the maybe a little bit of the maca, but not much. It's mostly dragon fruit flavor because the smoothie packs are really nice and big like that. Okay, and it's solid, frozen, so it makes it cold. You don't have to put ice in it. That's what I had this morning, and that's what I have most mornings, and it fills me up for hours. For hours, it's food. It's the best, and I feel everything that I put in there is organic. Every single thing. You can count on that. And then I will take my supplements with that, and I'm feeling really good. I mean, I've lots of energy and all of that. An alternative to a smoothie would be grainless cereal. If you want to go gluten-free, that's great, but if you want to go grain-free, there's grainless cereal. There's a company I love, hard to find. You can find it on Amazon, called Lydia's. Lydias. Lydia's cereal. She was the first to make organic, grain-free apple or blueberry cereal, sprouted, really delicious. And and you put some hemp milk on it. You could put some cinnamon on there if you want. I mean, it's just like so many different things that taste really, really good. Now, a lot of people say, well, what about my Cheerios? Cheerios are on the list of being GMOs now. All Cheerios, according to the GMO guide from EWG.org, have glyphosate in it, and glyphosate for sure, and are GMOs. So we need to stay away from GMO foods that are non-organic, okay? So Lydia cereal is organic. And you don't need much of it. You know, maybe you need like at the most a half a cup. You put that in a bowl, put your hemp milk, you can put some blueberries on there, and it's really, really tasty. So breakfast is a big deal because it's how you start your day, and you want to make sure you're starting with things that give you energy and vitality. All right. So the smoothie is a great idea. You can buy the vegetables that are already washed. If you say, I don't want to wash all those vegetables and do vegetable prep, okay, granted. If you go to any health food store, they sell little plastic bins, containers of like kale that has been washed 3 times. It says wash 3 times. And it's even not only organic, it's biological, meaning it's grown under glass. Okay? And you can buy that already ready. Just take it out and just rinse it off with clean water. I do that once. And then I just stick it in there. It's really easy. Or you can put zucchinis in, organic, just cut them up, really easy. The point is, food is everything. You cannot just take a bunch of supplements and think that that is going to make you healthy and then eat bad food, eat unhealthy food. So eating good food is a prescription for health. And then if you want to augment that with supplements, wonderful. Make sure they're as clean as the food you're eating, right? But having the supplements, I don't care which supplements they are, if they're my supplements or anybody's supplements, and eating junk food, the supplements are not going to work as well. And even if you start feeling better, if you stop them, it's going to go back to where it was because you continue to put toxic food in your body. Lots of supplements contain heavy metals. And according to Proposition 65 in California, Prop 65 says that you can only have 5 parts per million or less of lead in the supplement, or you can't make it, you can't market it. So the supplements that are made in California follow a Prop 65 ruling, right? 5 parts per million of lead is not okay. You don't want any lead in your supplements, but that's the way most of them are made. If you're making it in California or even selling it in California, you have to make sure and get documentation that your products have follow Prop 65 rules, which still isn't perfect, I don't think. I mean, I don't want to take something that has 5 parts per million of lead in it, even if if the government thinks that that's safe. It's not safe. Not safe for children. Not safe for adults that are already toxic. So you have to be careful what you take, okay? California does have the best laws for making supplements because most other states don't have the Prop 65 laws. Only a few of them do, right? Because they're modeling and trying to follow California in that. I think the labeling laws need to be stricter, and I think the laws for lead need to be inclusive and include mercury and include nickel and include all heavy metals, not just lead. But they don't. They include lead. So that leaves wide open for other things being in supplements that we don't like. I just want to say that your life is precious. You are precious. And you have the ability to help the planet, to help yourself, and to feel great and be happy and joyful and feel bliss in your life. Eating what you eat has a tremendous role in that, as well as what you think, your thoughts, okay? So if your thoughts are negative a lot of the time, then you're going to go around and feel like life is not as good as it could be. Whereas if you focus on the positive things that are happening in your life, find the things that you like and focus on that, then you'll have a much different experience. All right? So one of the things we have is choice. We have choice, and we have to remember that our choices lead to the results, good or bad. Taking responsibility for the choices can be one of the hardest things you ever do, but it's a really important thing. And saying, okay, I caused this, I created this, it's my fault. Now, how am I going to fix it? Now it's a challenge. And so you just learn from it and put your attention on fixing whatever you need to fix. But I want to say that during this holiday time where we have 2020 right in front of us, it's going to be a wild year politically, isn't it? I mean, we already know that, right? So we need to take a look at healthcare. We need to take a look at which one of the candidates are espousing or seem like they would give us natural health care. Medicare for all as our only choice is not good, because if it stays the way it is, it's only traditional medicine. That is not healthy. So I feel that Medicare for all may be great, but what's included in that, we have to make sure that the candidates discuss what their idea of Medicare for all would be, and take a look at candidates who have done a good job related to health care in the cities that or states that they were governing over. Okay, and how did they deal with that in their state? Okay, so right now, at this moment, I can say that Mike Bloomberg has done a great job. He was a third-term mayor, and I can tell you that he wants people to be healthy as a main goal. Okay, he took smoking out of buildings in New York City. He didn't allow trans fats or toxic food that causes cancer to be sold in New York City. And he is a man who does what he says and has the best interests of people's health. New York City has, from what I've read, some of the cleanest water that you can have, that you can drink, because of their system. So he put a lot of things into place that are good for people. And we know that. And I think that we need to consider all options, of course, but I really am gravitating a little bit towards him today. I don't know what tomorrow will be like, but that's what I feel today. So I wish that I could talk with you and see what you're feeling today. I can see that you're writing some things to me, and I appreciate that, and I want to welcome everyone, Don and Melinda, to the show. The other thing we want to do is think about all of the possibilities we have in life for our success, right? Now, if you're really wanting, Daryl.
Yes, I'm here.
If you're really wanting to be and continue your success that you've had in the music and the recording industry and radio and all of the amazing things that you've done, right? Then it's difficult to do everything you want to do unless you're healthy. I mean, a lot of people focus on success. It's great when you feel good. When you don't feel good, not so easy. So to make it easier for yourself, what we need to do is to focus on getting healthy. And then we have more energy to deal with the choices that we have, the challenges that we have. Everybody has challenges. And some of those challenges that we think, oh my God, this is really bad, lead us to the most amazing, wonderful experiences. So they were really meant for us to go into a different directions.
But we also need to set aside the time to do it, right? I mean, take Jim Henson as an example. He worked until he passed away because he had the flu. He was sick. He says, "Now I got to get this done." But we lost another 30 years of enjoying his work because he wouldn't stop and go to and do something about his health.
Right. You're so right, and that is true of a lot of people. And you can, as successful as they can be, okay, imagine what would happen and how much further they would go if they were not toxic, first of all, if they did not have a toxic body. Toxicity comes not only from what you eat, but what you think. If you think negative all the time, or you're worried or paranoid or have anxiety all of the time, this is not good for your organs. For example, your thyroid is related to anxiety, paranoia, and confusion. So if you feel those things because you have things in your work that you assign those emotions to, then you're going to create a thyroid problem. Okay, who needs that? And an adrenal problem, because they work together. It goes both ways. So whatever you think, you can manifest if you focus your attention on that. And so we need to focus on the positive, always on the positive, because it has the most opportunity for growth. Focusing on the negative has no chance for growth in that. So we need to take care of ourselves and spend the time, like you were saying, every single day. Okay, every single day we stop and we take the time to make the smoothie, to go exercise, Daryl, to even if you have to go like this, with your fingers. I mean, your fingers are getting exercise. Do a little stretching, do a little yoga, get on the floor and do some little yoga techniques that are easy. Get one of those yoga balls and roll around on it. Definitely work on your lymph system. Okay, it's very, very important because the lymph is responsible for detoxifying all the poisons from your body. And we want to make sure we do that. All right, we got to get those poisons out. Now, I have a body vibration machine. It's very interesting. Have you ever been on one?
No, I'm not aware of.
It's called the Body Vibration Machine. If you ever make it over to my neighborhood, okay, it's big. It's in my garage. You stand on it. It vibrates very quickly like this, like almost like an earthquake goes like side to side to side, and it shakes up your cells and it detoxifies your lymph system. It is amazing.
It's the same
You
concept.
stand there. You stand there. How much work is that, right?
It's the same concept. If you get a massage, a deep massage, it releases toxins and stuff in your body at that time.
Similar, but this you can do every day, and you just stand there.
Hey,
That's
can't beat
all
that.
you have to do, and it's like it's almost like a massage for your cells and all your muscles in your lymph system. It is fantastic. I have been doing that for many years. So if one day I cannot get to the gym for some reason, I do that once in the morning and once in the evening. That's it. It's just amazing. So there's certain things you can do. If you wanted to do Pilates, you could get a little Pilates machine. Okay. I could see you doing a Thigh Master. I know you can't see yourself doing that. But
Oh, I might.
So I think there are so many different things we can do. Exercise is key and crucial to your mental health because it takes stress away and it helps your lovely little adrenal glands that sit about a half inch on top of your kidneys. Okay, about a half inch sits on top of your kidneys. Adrenal glands makes your hormones. It connects with your brain. It's connected intimately with your thyroid adrenal, but it also connects with the brain, your energy level, hormones. Really important, okay? And, that, so exercise is key. And you, like you said, Daryl, you have to get up and do it, right?
Yep. Starts with the first step.
Yep, first step. So I would say the first step, once you take it and you see how much better you feel, then at least you have a reason. You say, okay, I mean, sometimes you take a supplement, it can take a week to work, but if you can do exercise today and you challenge yourself, maybe do a little spinning. Spinning is great. You're on a stationary bike. What can go wrong, right? You just spin and they have music or you have not music and you just go as fast as you can and you've got somebody directing it. And it's phenomenal for your body, for your cardiovascular system.
Yeah, left to your own devices a lot of times. If you're there's some peer pressure involved if you're doing it as a group to A, show up and B, do it. So
Well, the
that's
thing
good.
is, you have to be a silent member of a group so that you can go in, like at the gym that I belong to. You don't have to go in and stay. You can go to the back of the room and you're not even noticed, right? And then you just do it. And then whenever you need to leave, you leave. You know, you don't have to feel like it's a big commitment other than getting there and doing it. So for 2020, I want you to start the first day by exercising, because when you have a powerful thought, a powerful idea, you want to get it into your cells so that your whole body understands it, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just, first of all, you sit back, you relax, you take some deep breaths, you feel whatever the idea is that you are creating. Like, I am creating perfect health. Okay. You close your eyes, you breathe it in, and you feel it down to the tippy, your toes, right to each toe. You feel that as you're breathing it and feeling the feeling of being really healthy and successful. And then you feel it go all the way up to the top of your head. You feel the feeling of what it's like. So some people say, oh, well, that's acting. Sort of. But if that's what it takes, you act like it so you get a feeling of what it's going to take to become it. And then you go exercise your butt off. And while you are feeling what it feels like to be that healthy, successful, awesome, handsome person that you are, you see, you go and you feel what that feels like at the gym. And you're thinking about all of the wonderful things, the creativity, and how great 2002 is going to be. And then while you're exercising, you're, of course, breathing. And you're going to, when you get done with that exercise, you're going to feel like a completely different person physically, like 1,000 times better. And you're going to have solidified that feeling of being whatever you want to be, or getting whatever you want, or whatever your joy is for 2020, that you have created it already. You want to create things in the present time and the now. You want to bring it in now. So there's like 2 steps to doing that, so that you get an idea of what it's going to take to do it. And these are very simple things. I have things that you could do that you could do when you're meditating and all of that, but this is like active. So if you're running, what are you thinking about when you're running? Well, if you're thinking about all the negativity and all of that, and that's like anti-exercise running detoxification. You want to think about the good things. You want to think about what you're going to create. You want to think about how good this exercise is for you that you're doing right now, and how it's helping you right now. That's what you want to think about now. You want to put it into the present. Bring it into the present. Let it manifest. Allow it to manifest. That's the key. A lot of people stop it from manifesting.
Oh, you're talking about exercise affirmations, basically. Too.
Yeah, basically. Very, very good. Yeah, you are such a smarty. You really are. He got it right away. Exercise affirmations. So you do them while you're exercising. You know, after this, I'd be happy to watch you do that. That would be a great thing.
I'll keep that in mind.
So, because when I exercise, I notice people in front of me grunting, and I think, what the heck could they be thinking? Grunting. You know, they should be like with a smile on their face, and how good this is for your body, and how you are getting all of these positive cells jumping inside of you. My cells inside of me jump for joy. I see it, I feel it, I visualize it, and then I get tingles all over my body because I'm doing that while I'm exercising. So, I mean, you can be responsible for all of your positive feelings in that way. And I think that's a good way. You should try it. Everybody should try it. So the next thing, I got a little carried away on that, but it happens to be a passion of mine, is doing the workload that you need to do in order to get the job done, in order to achieve what you want to achieve. Getting that workload done and still taking care of yourself. Right?
You got to make time for both, or you'll have neither.
Right. So what we want to do is, let's say sometimes in the morning, and I wake up because a patient from New York forgot that their appointment is 4 hours later, and they'll call me at, like 6 o'clock in the morning. And so, what happens? I let the phone ring because I know it's not the right time. And I just continue, go back to sleep, and I continue. I meditate twice a day, 15 minutes each, and I choose a specific meditation to do, which is transcendental meditation, which works very well for me immediately. It worked very well for me. I do that twice a day because I notice that during the day, as little things come up, the meditation just melts it away. And then when I get up, I do I meditate first and foremost, and then I exercise a little bit. Maybe I'll lie on this roller. Have you ever seen one of those long rollers, the round yoga rollers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they come at about 36 inches. So I balance on that on my spine. So it goes the whole length of my body. I lie on it, and it opens up your heart center, and I balance on it, and I hold the floor on the side so I don't fall over, and I stay there for 15 minutes. That gets your whole body balanced, okay? And it's you're lying on your spine. So I think if people can try that, at least try that and work on that, that is a really good exercise. It's a roller. So if you're not on it right, you'll roll off. Nothing, and it's not high, so you're not going to hurt yourself, right? But you've got to get the back of your head on it. You got to get the whole spine on it. And I think that is a great exercise to do. And the other exercise that I adore for whatever reason is spinning. I love spinning, and I love my body, a vibration machine, you know. What kind of machines do you have?
I've got like a reclined bike, you know, with where the pedals are at the same level as the seat.
Oh, so it's like a recumbent.
Bike,
Yeah.
and I've got a NordiTrack ski machine thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I've got a weightlifting bench, and then the pull down, push up, pull this, pull that. Yeah.
Right. So we talk about exercise, we have to make sure that we exercise our lower back, and our gluteus maximus has to be exercised, because it's, you have your spine right there and everything needs to be exercised. So I pretend that I'm Apollo Ono. You remember who he was? He was this,
Yes, he was in the Rocky series.
Apollo, whatever his name was, in track, and it was a skater. He was some kind of a skater.
Yeah, I was thinking of the boxing.
No. Anyway, he was a skater. And when he skates, he puts this leg way behind him when you're skating, stretches it out, and then brings it forward. And so it's not a back and forth movement like this. It's going in like that direction or that direction. And doing that really strengthens your back and gives you just a greater flexibility. So I try different things, and I think that most people would enjoy doing that too. So the other thing I can recommend for 2020 is that you limit yourself every day to the amount of time that you work, like 8 hours, not 20 hours. A lot of people I know say, well, I take an hour a day, and well, what do you do for the rest of the day? Well, I work for 19 hours, and I go, just stop right then and there. This is not okay. You cannot continue doing this. You have to decide, well, I'm going to work for 8 hours. You're going to take a lunch, you can take breakfast, and you can take a break. The break could be to do a 10-minute meditation. And that will get you a long way. The break could be to go on a body vibration machine. Now they sell them for $199. You can get it on Amazon. So when I bought it, it was like, I think $2,300. And since that time, 11 years ago, they have made them smaller and just less expensive, so anybody can do it. Anyway, I think we have covered so much about exercise and food today. We need to go into emotions just a little bit, because this is so very important. And we have about 11 minutes left, 11 of 14. And our emotions are key, because the way that I can say this to you, that I hope will be totally understood, because I want to be clear, is that you can have negative emotions without knowing it. So I'm not saying you deliberately have negative emotions, but you can have them without really knowing that you have it. You can think it's just the way you are. It's the way life is. It's the way the Republican Party is. It's the way the Democratic Party is. It's like how you see things defines what you're going to experience to sometimes the greatest degree. Okay? So emotions are key in guiding you to make choices that might not be good for you. So, and you might have negative emotions. Even you, as perfect as you are, Daryl, you possibly could have one negative emotion that
Could
you are
be.
not aware of, right?
Could be.
So, in order to know what the negative emotions are, I suggest you do the neuroemotional survey. It's on my website and it's free. And you can go to wellnesscenter.net and then look for free surveys. And you could take the neuroemotional survey. I'll give you a tip. There's 12 different questions. I mean, it's one question going through 12 different emotions. If you answer 100% of them, like where you get that you feel irritated 100% of the time, or you're angry 100% of the time. I have seen this from patients where they fill out this form and they're just have so many negative emotions that they didn't know they had. They put themselves in this bubble that was headed somewhere negative, right? Health-wise. So you can melt the bubble, get out of that, and experience good health by changing the negative into the positive. All you have to do is fill out that neuroemotional survey and then take the remedy that's directed for you to take according to your results. So if you have irritation, that would be the neuroemotional remedy number 1 that handles the bladder, and in Chinese medicine, basically, it's like if you're irritated all the time, that means you're pissed off all the time. And that means that your bladder, you could have bladder incontinence. You could have bladder infections all the time, man or woman, doesn't matter. Think about what your emotions are most of the time. Take that survey, and then it'll have a key at the bottom and tell you exactly what you need to take in order to dissolve those emotions. But then at that point, you need to take an action step, take a look at those emotions, and know how, you need to change some things in order to have a different life and feel positivity. So I suggest reading Transform Your Emotional DNA. Transform Your Emotional DNA is my first book. And as an author and a naturopathic doctor trained in Germany, emotions are part of every single condition. So every single condition has an emotional component to it, right? And within the anatomy of an illness, you will find emotions connected to it that keep the illness stuck. So you can't get rid of the illness because this emotion keeps it there, because that's who you think you are, or who you think the world is, or whatever you think, okay? You need to look at it. You are the one who can do this. Sometimes it's good to get help, maybe some neuroemotional remedies, maybe go to our website, look at the Meta Wellness Program, which is a roto-rooter for emotions based on the 5-element theory of Chinese medicine. And that helps you release all of them, okay? Gently. You don't have to cry a lot. You don't have to do anything strange. Just do the little processing, take the remedies, feel the feelings, and that's it. So emotions are the key. It's the key to why a condition will not leave, why you've done everything you think you had to do in order to fix a disease, okay? Or disease process, okay? So, and yet it's still there. Why is it still there? There is some emotional component that you have to find. You can do that by doing the Meta Wellness Program or coming to see me. It'll probably take about 4 to 5 sessions to do that, which will be a lot more expensive than doing the Meta Wellness program. And you can do that by yourself, for sure. It's designed to do that. So I would suggest you think of yourself in the kindest way, and that you look at the Meta Wellness program, the neuroemotional remedies, and the Transform Your Emotional DNA book, and to the neuroemotional survey free on my website, just to get an idea of where you are right now. I think it is so important. Okay? And I want to tell you a little story about that. A lot of people think smoking is really bad for your health. Cigars are really bad for your health. I mean, I got trained in all of this for 9 years in Germany, right? Well, when I was practicing in Austin, Texas, the people there are so awesome, so sweet. Take the shirt off their back for you if they think you need help. And I really love Texas. You know, it's almost like a country unto itself in the way they feel about it. I mean, it's really funny. And Austin is like a little island there, and they are into natural medicine and all of this. So I practiced there for many years. And I had this patient come in who was a rancher. He was 90 years old. He was still married, happily married with his wife. He rode a horse every day. And he came in and filled out his little patient survey. And he told me he smoked cigars, he drank alcohol, the percentages of lettuce, of green vegetables, was iceberg lettuce. That's all he had as far as a vegetable, other than ketchup and tomatoes and onions, and that's what he considered vegetables were, maybe some carrots, that's it, and potatoes. Okay, and he ate meat because he raised cattle, and all of his meat was organic, at least not sprayed and no hormones used. And I said to him, Mr. Caldwell, why are you here? And he said, well, I don't go to doctors. I haven't been to a dentist in my life. He said, and I ride a horse every day, and I love what I do. I love ranching. I'm happily married, you know. All of this was in a Texas accent. Mm-hmm. He said, but I got a little pain in my right knee. And I called the the medical board, and I asked them for the healthiest, the person with the most knowledge of holistic health that isn't going to do surgery on me. And they gave me your name, and I was very surprised at that. And I said, really, that's awesome. I must have made some friends down there. So he said, well, I want to know what to do to get my knee better so that when I get into the saddle, I don't have an ache in it the next day. And I said to him, we're going to do this very easy. You're going to take some MSM cream, and you're going to put that on your knee every night. And in the morning, you're going to put a little castor oil, Edgar Cayce's castor oil on it. And I want you to take some raw nattokinase. I want you to take some of that because that eats up and dissolves inflammation. And I want you to take 2 in the morning. And he said, what about alcohol? I said, not good. He said, I've been doing it for 80 years. I said, well, then keep doing it, you know. And he said, what else do you want me? I said, I think you're doing great, Mr. Caldwell. I think you're doing fantastic. And the only thing I would change are the things I told you to change. And the reason I did that was his emotions were really good. And I felt like he was doing good. Now, somebody else might have put this man on a giant cleanse and all of this kind of stuff, right? Okay, but I decided at that point, this man at 90 years old was a blessing. He was married. He was happy. He was happy. He had great emotions, and this is all we need to do. Like, don't fix it if it's not broken, right? So what I'm saying is that very, very important lesson to me that I was sent this patient, and we only have 26 seconds left. I want to thank you so much for being with me today, for joining me at Natural Health Radio. Many blessings to you, to yours. Have a phenomenal Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, and an awesome new year. I will see you next week. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.